We have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We are ready to go racing in Spa. It is lights out and away we go. Can Epic Gamer maintain the lead into turn 1? It's going to be crucial for his chances in this race. It seems to have been a very good getaway from the Haas car, and he already moves back to the racing line into turn 1, and he does maintain the lead out of La Source. But AOR Flying Finn is very, very close to the back of his car and could well be threatening as we go up Eau Rouge and Radion for the first time in this race. There's a bit of side-by-side action going on behind, but Flying Finn is so close to the back of Epic Gamer and could well be looking for a move into Les Combes. He pulls out to the outside. He's going to lose the slipstream, which is going to hurt his run an awful lot. So as we go on board with AOR Flying Finn, he doesn't really have the straight line speed to compete into Les Combes, and Epic Gamer maintains the lead of this race. Williams Alex maintains P3 ahead of NTG Freak in P4 and Deagle Killer in P5. So is Epic Gamer going to go defensive into the chicane? Yes, he is, and Flying Finn is forced to look to the outside. Can he make this one stick? He had a go on lap 1. He's going to have another go on lap 2, but Epic Gamer is late enough on the brakes to defend. Flying Finn, though, still on the inside. They almost make contact. Epic Gamer will have to go defensive again into the next one. Is Flying Finn going to have enough of a run to have a look into the next right-hander? No, he's not, and for now, he has to sit behind again, as NTG Freak has to go defensive into Les Combes to defend from Deagle Killer around the outside, who's already ahead before we even get to the braking zone, and Deagle Killer then moves himself up into P4 with a very nice clean move, and Freak now drops down to just in front of those 2 McLarens. And he's right on the back of that Haas car before we even get into the DRS zone. He's gaining and gaining, and he's forced his way to the inside, which is certainly going to help his run into Les Combes, and he's already ahead before he even gets to the braking zone and is able to move ahead back to the racing line and easily move into the lead of this race. So,
and here comes Epic Gamer on AOR.
and he's looking round the outside of that Toro Rosso driver. The current championship leader is in the pit lane, and the man who's challenging for the title is currently overtaking that Toro Rosso for the lead of the race. So Epic Gamer, despite that 3-second time penalty, moves himself back up into the lead, as well as Williams Alex has actually overcut the race leader, and they might well be going side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion. Epic Gamer pulls to the outside. He's going to be on the outside of Radion, and he gets ahead of Williams Alex. What a move. He had to make that one stick. That was do or die from the Haas car, and now he's going to have to go defensive into Les Combes as well. Williams Alex does not have the DRS. He's going to have to pull out a miracle here to try and get past him, and what a move from Epic Gamer. Move of the season right there. He had to make that one stick. His strategy hadn't worked. He'd been undercut by Williams Alex, and then wow, what a move as Flying Finn dives down the inside of him as well, and it looked like for a second as he came out the pits, Williams Alex might well take the lead of this race, and now he's back down in net P3 again. What a sequence of corners that was. And these net leaders are now starting to close up to some traffic that is yet to pit in this race, and that could well be pivotal in the fight for the lead here, as I don't think Flying Finn is quite close enough on this lap, and in fact it might well be Deagle Killer who's close enough, as he gets a very nice run and very nice tow up through Eau Rouge and Radion. Actually, Flying Finn is closing rapidly as we go towards Les Combes. Epic Gamer surely is going to have to go defensive. He does. Is Deagle Killer going to get involved as well? Yes, he is. He looks to the inside. Is momentarily 3 wide as Flying Finn carries it round the outside of Les Combes and takes the net lead of this race up into P8 now, ahead of Epic Gamer, who's lost that position, having gained it so bravely round the outside of Eau Rouge. And now Deagle Killer's got another car to look at the back of and think about overtaking. I think actually Flying Finn might be looking down the inside into the bus stop. If he can put a car between himself and Epic Gamer, this could be crucial in the lead for this race, as Deagle Killer as well looking down the inside of Epic Gamer. That one hasn't quite worked out though, and the Haas car has started to defend as well, and this is playing perfectly into the hands of AOR Flying Finn, as Deagle is going to look down the inside into turn 1. Yes, he is. They go side by side into turn 1, just about avoid making contact. They make a little bit of contact on the exit, rubbing wheels slightly, and are they going to go side by side through Eau Rouge? Yes, they are. Epic Gamer is going to have to go around the outside of Eau Rouge and Radion for the second time in this race. Can they avoid making contact? Just about, and Epic Gamer this time cannot make it stick, and is going to have to fall in behind Deagle Killer there, but he might well be able to get back into Les Combes, but no, not quite. Deagle Killer's straight line speed is unreal, and he drives away from that Haas car, and what a battle that was. And I think that's all just played perfectly into the hands of Flying Finn, who's now got a car between himself and these guys, and he's broken the toe down the inside of the south, and there's contact between the two of them. Deagle Killer and Jaythorn comes together. Deagle with a very opportunistic move into Pooh on that is not an overtaking opportunity. I think he would agree with me after that as well, as Jaythorn again trying to needlessly defend from these guys, gets barged out of the way by Epic Gamer. I think Williams Alex will probably give him similar treatment as well, and Williams Alex comfortably dives down the inside into turn 1 and should be able to make that move stick. Although Thorn's putting up a lot of a fight, he cannot make that stick any longer, as I think that's Flores as well trying to look past it, and surely this cannot end well if they go side by side into Eau Rouge. Jaythorn just needs to back out of it, but he stays around the outside again, and they make a bit of contact, and it's going to be 3 wide behind with NTG Freak, Floris, and Jaythorn. Jaythorn gets mugged by the pair of them, and NTG Freak, with a stunning double overtake, overtakes the pair of them as well. What a move from the Mercedes driver, and whilst all of that's been going on as well, I'm pretty sure AOR Flying Finn has just managed to get ahead of his teammate as well, which could be, again, crucial as we go on in this race, and Flying Finn, at the moment, everything's playing into his hands. Something else to note, though, is that Flying Finn is actually running very, very low on ERS. He doesn't have any left at all now. His battery is completely empty, and as a result, Curly has flown back past, which is a very odd sight to see, given that Curly hasn't pitted yet in this race. And I'm sure Flying Finn will be hot under the collar now, trying to get back past that Ferrari, who locks up into the next right-hander, and they're very, very close, banging wheels a little bit, and Curly putting up a hell of a fight here against the race leader, and Flying Finn just manages to get through, but that's brought Deagle Killer right back into play, who's going to look down the inside of pull one of that Ferrari, and he's going to make that stick as well. So Curly's really helped out Deagle Killer there, and put him back within DRS range of Flying Finn. He does indeed, because if they battle too much, then Epic Gamer could well come back into this one, as I think that's, yeah, Shelley's coming to the pits and promotes everybody up into what is their net positions in this race. So everybody currently has made a stop in this race at least once. So everybody is now on the tyres that should, in theory, take them to the end of this race. But Deagle Killer now, he's more than close enough to Flying Finn as we go through Eau Rouge and Radio. He is right on the back of that Toro Rosso, and he should be more than close enough to go for a move here. Flying Finn is going to have very little to defend with that gap. Is only just over a tenth of a second, and Deagle Killer should have plenty of overspeed to go around the outside. And they come, surely Flying Finn doesn't have anything to fight with on those medium tyres compared to the softs, and Deagle moves up into the lead of this race, and now he has to check out. He has to disappear and make the most of those softs whilst he still can. Now on lap 20 of 22, Flying Finn has plenty of battery to use, and he is very, very close to the back of Deagle Killer as well, so we might well be looking for a move on this lap, which would be huge for the battle for the lead in this race. He's closing and closing. Is he going to go for a move here? Yes, he is. Deagle Killer goes slightly defensive very late in the braking zone, actually. Almost caught out the Toro Rosso, but he carries so much more speed around the outside, swoops around the outside of the Red Bull into Lecom, and moves into the lead of this race with another stunning move. The Toro Rosso has driven everything to perfection so far, and now, with only 2 laps remaining, moves up into the lead of this race. But can Deagle stay with him now? That is the big question, and it's going to be crucial to see who wins this race. So, as we come through the final few corners then, Flying Finn has been absolutely faultless in this race. We've seen him pick up penalties, have obscure strategies, or make silly mistakes so far this season, but up until this point, he's yet to win a race. He has been so fast today and worked everything to perfection. A perfect strategy, made the overtakes when he had to, and it looks like he is going to win completely deservingly this Belgian Grand Prix. So, round the final corner and up to the line, AOR Flying Finn takes his first victory of the season and will win the Belgian Grand Prix ahead of Deagle Killer in P2 and Epic Gamer in P3, and then Floris Weeges, the main man, has got himself up into, I was about to say P4. His 3 seconds time penalty was enough to drop him down into P5, so not perfect from Floris, but we'll let him off for that. That's still a decent point haul for the McLaren, as actually Michael moves up into P7 with everyone else's penalties. Alex up into P8, Ollie D down in P9, not a good race for him, and Big C, as he so often does, picking up the final points paying position. So there you have it. There is your podium. AOR Flying Finn on the top step for the first time this season for Toro Rosso, with what can only be described as a stunning drive. Completely faultless from start to finish. And I think a lot of that can be put down to his stunning lap in qualifying. He was struggling all session, hadn't put a single lap together, and then absolutely nailed it to get himself up into P2 right at the death. And that was a crucial part of his victory in the end.
Yeah, absolutely was, and it was, you know, it was a good strategy from Deagle, but unfortunately the tyres just went off in the end. But you know, it's still a great result for the championship, and you know, on a day where Michael struggled in P7, Deagle and Epic Gamer, they're breathing down his neck now. That is for sure.
So, there is confirmation of your final race results then. It was AOR Flying Finn ahead of Deagle Killer in P2, with Epic Gamer rounding out the podium in P3 ahead of Williams Alex in P4 and Floris Weeges a solid P5 for McLaren ahead of Tim Palm with another good recovery drive from down in P15 in the grid to finish in P6 ahead of our championship leader Michael, and that championship lead is going to be severely shortened compared to what it was coming into this one. Ahead of Alex in P8, Ollie D in P9, and then Big C picking up the final point with no penalties at all, and a fairly solid drive from him from what was the back of the grid, so I think he definitely deserves some credit for that one. And then outside the points we had Danny MG, Clarkey, Jim Nardi Perez, Curly Whirly, Shelley on his debut, or his return to the league I should say, ahead of RC Alonso, and then the guys who didn't finish, NTG Freak, Jaythorn and Alberto, and I'm still not entirely sure what happened to Freak, but it certainly seemed like a very weird incident, and it didn't seem like anything untoward happened to him, and he just put himself on the wall. We'll have to wait and see what actually happened there, so I won't make any comment on that. But again, what a race we've had, and the good races just keep on coming.
Yes, outstanding stuff. Well, assuming my maths is correct, I admit I'm not a maths professor, but it is now it's a 10-point gap between the top three. Michael on 170, Epic on 164, and Deagle on 160. What a title battle we have on our hands, Ali.
It is indeed. It's certainly one of the best we've seen in a very, very long time in this league. And on that note, that is going to do it for this evening's race. Make sure you go and tune into the PC race, which will have just begun by now, and the Xbox race from 9 as well. But thank you all very much for joining us, and we will see you next week for Monza. Goodbye.